Hello, hello, hello. My name is Erica Hendricks, and this is Unit 4. I'm part of the IP for Unit 4 in our capstone class, MED 590, where my professor is Jay Million, and I pray I am pronouncing that name correctly. Um, this video is concerning the educational philosophy that we were to complete this week. So this video, I will be answering a few questions concerning educational philosophy. So if you see me looking away, I'm just looking at the questions to ask concerning the education philosophy. Um, the first question is, why do I feel that the profession of education is important? I feel that education isn't this profession is important because it's always needed. I feel that it's important because it is downplayed in many ways. This field is important because it will always continue to grow, but with a diversity of people. And what I mean by that is you'll have people that really care about the children and are concerned about the children, and then you'll have this field to carry people that are only concerned about making the check. And so looking at what the statistics have shown, looking at what people have said, teaching does not offer a lot of money. So you have to be in it because you love it, not because you like it. If that makes sense, you have to be in it because you love it and not because you like it. You have to love it because you have to love the children. If you don't love children, then this may not be your profession. And so those are a few other reasons why I feel that this profession is important, because learning is a field that is always ongoing. You can, I won't say master, I will say perfect some things. But even in your perfection, there is always room for growth. Even in your perfection, there's always room for growth. So I don't feel that no one can master education, because education is always ongoing. But you can perfect an area in education. Let me give you an example. An example would be you're in the field of education, uh, but you're in a specific area. Well, you have learned the area, such as special needs children, versus the children in the regular classroom, how they perceive things or how they are to be treated. Either way, uh, you have perfected for you have perfection for the special needs, not for the standardized classroom. So yes, you can perfect things in that area, but not everything. So there's still room for growth. There's still room for you to learn. There's still room for you to be strategically taught by experienced people in order to become an effective teacher. So the next question is, how do I like to be taught? I like to be taught in a way that is explainable, and it doesn't leave any questions for me to ask. I like for everything to be explained. I like to be hands-on. I like to be interactive with my instructor. That's the way that I like to be taught. Um, let's look at another question. Approaching my learners. Let's look at that one. Approaching my learners. Excuse me, I had to look off for a moment. Approaching my learners, what would be my approach? My approach would be to observe the students. In observing the students and how they partake and receive things is very important. Once you observe the students, you find out what type of learner they are. Once you observe the students, you start to figure out what is causing them to derail in a certain way. Once you observe the students, observing the students can mean looking at data systems to see what area they need help in and to see why they are struggling. Um, if most children that are considered a struggling learner are really not a struggling learner, is that they just need someone to spend that quality time with them to help them figure out where the problem is coming from. Also in observing the students, you figure out, not figure out, but you find ways to help them cope with the issue. You also make them feel comfortable with talking to you. You have to build a relationship. Building a relationship comes with the observing. So I have to observe you to know what is needed from me for you. So I would use in my learning theory, I would use the strategies, learning theories or strategies for behavioral and cognitive, because it's according to you think, how you think is how you will act out in your behavior. So I would use that as well when I observe through my instructions of teaching. So as I use the behaviors and the cognitively learning theory to approach the students, then I will know what kind of instructional strategies to use to help the students to succeed in the areas that they are trying to succeed. Little growth is better than no growth. And so this is why that part is also important, and it helps the children to open up. There's no sense in using a method that would cause them to shy away from you when they're not already shy. They won't open up. There's no sense in using a discussion when they don't like to talk. So I have to be wise. A teacher has to be wise in order to be effective. Okay, what is my teaching style? My teaching style is to get the students to be open, get the students to talk, get the students to cooperate. Get the more the children participate and the more open that they are, I need them to become familiar with me. I need them to be comfortable with me, with talking to me. I feel like it's a part of my nature to be an encourager. So as a teacher, I feel as though it would be easy for me to apply my ability with my spiritual intellect and with my teaching, because my spiritual intellect always pumps me to encourage, encourage and encourage only. We have to be wise in the things that we do. Of course, I do know spiritual things are not always permissible in certain environments, and that I do know, especially in the school environment. If it's not allowed, then it's not allowed, but it's my job to put it out there. And so it's my job to encourage and uplift. So as I encourage and as I uplift, it will give them the confidence that they need in order to complete the job, to complete the work that they're trying to complete. So as an encourager, I lift their thinking to another level. I lift their ability to another level. I lift their confidence to another level. And in doing so, it gravitates towards their education. And as it gravitates towards their education, then it will push them to succeed with it, push them to grow. It will push them to advancement, progression, whatever word you want to use. My encouragement is guaranteed to help you become a better person. My expertise in spiritualism is guaranteed to help you become a better person. Not saying that I would use that in a public facility, but things are where they're needed. So at Easter point in time, Yes, I will. You grab one of those youthful scriptures for the children as a way of encouragement. Um, so yeah, that's it. I don't want to get wrapped up in my spiritual intake as an encourager. Last but not least, how do I support education? I support education by being an advocate for learning. Being an advocate for learning says that I'm here to help you grow. Being an advocate says I'm here to help you learn. I'm here to help you succeed. I'm here to help you overcome whatever obstacles that are stopping you from growing within your education. And most of the time, I give my testimony. My testimony is that I had to drop out of school to help my sick mother. So it was years. I believe I dropped out in 2010, around about the ninth or 10th grade. No, maybe 2012. It was between, I can't remember the year. It was between 2000, between 2010 and 2012 when I dropped out. Nevertheless, um, it was years before I really got the courage to go back to school. So when I got the courage to go back to school, my husband was the one to encourage me to go back. Say, hey, babe, go back and get your education. Go back and grab it. Go back and start all over again. It's never too late. So I'm like, you sure? So I would start and I would quit. I would start and I would quit. And the last time I went to the GD class, the instructor told me, said, you had such a level head on your shoulder. Um, I, when you pass this test, I want to give you the opportunity to come here and be one of the GD instructors here. I believe you can do it. And I'm like, what? You sure? So, needless to say, I earned my GED after the third time of going back trying again. I never gave up because I had a support team behind me, which was my husband. And looking at the life of my children, I didn't want theirs to be like mine. So moving forward, the center that I earned my GED, it started to dwindle. So EMCC, they combined the two facilities together. So they closed one facility and just moved the facility that they had here in my town. If you wanted to do a GED program, you had to go to EMCC. So it was no longer a facility here. So I no longer had the opportunity. Well, I went on. I got my GED, even though that transpired. I went on and I got my GED. From there, I moved to. I applied for EMCC. I applied for EMCC in early childhood development. I got that certificate. Then I transferred to AIU. I finished getting my degree from where I started from with EMCC, but I changed my majors and I went into business management, and I got my associates and bachelor's all in one through business administration. Yeah, business administration. So now I'm here with my master's in education. So that's my story that I tell my children, that you don't want to be like me. Wait till you get in your 40s, close to near 50, to get a degree. Get it while you can. Get it while you have the help. And get it while you know it's gonna help what area that you grow in. So that's how I become an advocate and a support to learning, by telling my story, telling my testimony. Even through college, I still had to be the giver for my mother. I had to be the caregiver. So she passed away in 2019. 2019, I was still in school. Yes, still in school. I took many breaks. Uh, the teachers, they were very understandable, and I do appreciate them for that. I took a break in between, in meantime, uh, but I got it done. So my story is being an advocate. You got to persevere. You got to be consistent with what you want if you want to get it, and you got to want it bad enough to get it. So how I become an advocate and the support for learning is telling my story. Even in telling my story, I pray that people change. I don't have the time to go into details because I don't know how long this video is really supposed to be. But I hope and I pray that you have enjoyed what I've said thus far. And I hope it's very clear to you about the philosophy of my education and what I expect it to be as I continue to grow in education. And one thing I am learning to do, to go through the needed things to do in order to obtain the education that I need. So if I need to go further in education, that's what I'm willing to do to learn the needed things that I need to learn. And in the near future, I plan to be either a counselor as it pertains to, to education. I just want to be an advocate for education. So people need to know that you're going to need education to live. You're going to need education to flourish. You're going to need education no matter what area of your life you're in. You're going to need your education. No matter what, you're going to need your education. And this is important as being an advocate that parents know that we need to instill this in our children while they're at a youthful age. That you cannot put your education to the side because you want to be a rapper or because you want to be a dancer. You need your education. This is why I support ongoing education, because ongoing education says there's never enough education. Get all you can need, the natural side and the spiritual side, so that you can always learn, flourish, and grow while you're at it. So I pray that, excuse me for saying pray. I hope that this was a great turnout for someone viewing my educational philosophy. And I hope you enjoy. You have a great day.